live. And we're back live. Welcome back everybody to Payback is a Lich, our campaign of undead spellcasters that are becoming less and less undead and more undead as this campaign progresses in its last chapter of this season. Oh yes, the campaign premise is that Vecna isn't just a Lich god anymore. He's actively remaking the multiverse, stealing divine portfolios from other gods as he goes along, and now he's wearing the mantles of the Mother of Dragons, the Overlord of all the infinite layers of the Abyss, the Goddess of Magic, the God of Death, and then the God of Secrets. I guess that's the least prestigious title he has right now. And Vecna multiplies himself across realities, while the left-hand horrors, yes, our sorrow bunch of vengeful liches turned vengeful spell weavers that seek the one loophole that he missed to try and shatter his monopoly on divinity, or the monopoly he's creating on divinity. And mostly for themselves, of course. Of course, they're the primary beneficiary of their actions. But before we go any further, let's get to know our party. Creek, our bard with one too many arms now and not enough hit points, unfortunately, that currently been oscillating between becoming a pit fiend and, you know, running into the sunset with his toxic relationship, or slam poetry and Chumbawamba references. Creek, say hello to our audience. Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Hey guys, it's me, Spirit King Creek. Although I do have 6 hands, which at some points is more than my hit points, I still got a great song to tell the Vecna here, the mother of all dragons. If I die, I die out with his legacy. If not, I become a goddess. Will I see the end? Who knows?
Very well, very well. And we also have Ronaldo, our aristocratic catastrophe. One of his versions, one of his alternative selves are now locked in a microwave vault, while another self blank slated and scheming, both dangerous and fashionably, returns to Sigil. Ronaldo, say hello to our audience. Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Hello. I am feeling like an aristocratic catastrophe indeed. That's it. We'll see.
And then we have Drazov, our necromancer / experimenter, wrapped in defenses like an onion, and occasionally diced by dragon teeth, and the living proof that onions can cry as well. Drazov, say hello to our audience and tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Yes, I am, as always, Silvergund, the Feeble. And I must say that there comes a time in any experiment when one must inevitably admit that things are not going very well, and it is time to make a strategic retreat. And I feel that that time is rapidly approaching, because this experiment has been going very poorly so far.
Very well, very well. Yes, indeed. You guys have been in your first battle against one of the versions of one of the alternative versions of Vecna. You went for the Mother of Dragons, hoping that would be the easiest one to take down, and perhaps even thought that you could potentially steal that divinity crown to Midge. In the battle with Vecna, the Mother of Dragons has raged on and pushed you guys to your limits, even as spell weavers. Midge shape changed, got stomped, got tailed wiped, got beaten back to Lich form and or Spellweaver / Lich form, stunned. Her spores and symbiotic form barely kept her alive. Creek bounced between death saves, healing beings, and finally deliver a very crushing blow. 100, if I remember correctly, more than 100 points of damage. With a diss track to accompany that naturally to Tiamat. We had Drazov who landed some hits with his Blade of Disaster and manifest through his manifest mind. Also throw some serious disintegrate at Tiamat. Was a very damaging round to Tiamat. Through being stunned and strip away his invulnerability bubble, Drazov still standing. Cyril subtly fired off disintegration rays and enjoyed some period of invulnerability until the Mother of Dragons banished him to Avernus, and well, maybe he will return a few seconds later, or because after all, Cyril has been swallowed and explosively expelled out of the other end. I should say, a moment of god-tier humiliation for Vecna Mother of Dragons as it tries to consume Cyril and ended up having its first case of divine diarrhea, I guess. The Mother of Dragons has countered this with its fun rounds and all-headed chromatic breaths, giving 90 plus damage. There was a flurry of power word spells at some point, and triple bite routines that are actually more dangerous than the breath weapons. And it put both Midge and Creek again floored on the ground, and still, for the first time, the Mother of Dragons look battered. Some scales are missing, one head is faltering, the regeneration seems to be slower than it usually is. It seems you guys are finally causing some damage to the creature. And then we have what happened to real Ronaldo, who tried to resist Spellweaver's Ronaldo, but a Spellweaver version, even with the memory wiped, proved to be very, very cunning. So as a reminder to the audience, Spellweavers have this constant mind-reading sense, should I say. Detect thoughts is like having a constant detect thoughts, a passive detect thoughts always on, and a passive detect magic always on. And they can read other creatures' surface thoughts. And I should have mentioned this in the last session, and I ended up forgetting. I had to go back on the tape and realize that I've made a little gaffe. But yes, the Spellweaver Ronaldo has read real Ronaldo's mind and learned that something about Sanctum and Sigil and where the rest of the party is, and that perhaps he should head there, despite the fact that his memory is still very much damaged. And 9 days have passed. And in those 9 days, Spellweaver Ronaldo managed to piece together what was happening, more or less. After sealing real Ronaldo in a microwave vault, which likely led to real Ronaldo's final decay. Microwave Vault because Spellweaver Ronaldo casts Wall of Force and then Sickening Radiance, creating what is known as the Microwave Combo. And Spellweaver Ronaldo also cast Arcane Lock on the door of the vault and let him dare to cook. And 9 days later, he arrived at the Sanctum himself, walking into this post-Volcar lineup that we have right now, and ready to catch up with what's going on. And I guess that covers what we've been up to since the last session, if I didn't forget. And now I've realized where is my can you guys hear this? Can you guys hear the music? I'm asking myself, what happened to my music?
Oh, I could hear the dragons in the background.
Very well.
Yeah, I'm hearing the rock music now.
Very well. Very well. Let's put some. And I've realized my music has been somewhat low lately in the last session, so I'm putting a bit louder than usual. Very well. And with that, let's go back to the sanctum and let's see how Ronaldo is faring with his diplomacy lately. Ronaldo. After 9 days wandering the streets and piecing together who you are, what you are doing, what is the meaning of unlife, and what is your purpose? All these philosophical questions that you've been piecing together. Thanks in particular to the help of your chromatic disc, which has a lot of the pieces of the puzzle you've needed to piece very important questions about yourself together. You don't remember all the details after a divine intervention wiped your mind, but you remember enough to understand that you were in a mission and to get your revenge on Vecna, although you can't quite remember exactly why. You think right now, you suspect that the reason why you want to get revenge on Vecna is because he exterminated the entire spellweaver species, and somehow you think that that might be the reason why you want him gone. You are an avenger for the spellweavers. Although there is a part of you that is still connected to the evening glory, and you think you are in this to feed perhaps the divine essence to the evening glory and perhaps achieve divinity yourself. And you recall you have one of these divine essences stored in a little extra dimensional pocket, just waiting to be fed, but you forgot where your phylactery is. In fact, it has been moved from the place that it used to be. You enter this place and you are greeted by this massive construct. You have a vague memory of that gem, and you can't really tell exactly who it is or what the name of this creature is. But you have that deja vu sensation. This I've seen you before somewhere, didn't I? You used to be my neighbor when I lived back there on that. Did we go to school together? So you enter this. You are of course no longer holding your concentration because it's no longer needed. You are intuitively aware that that other version of yourself, at least its body, has been destroyed. 9 days have passed, and through your spiritual connection to your phylactery, despite you don't know exactly its location, you don't sense that alternative version of yourself has been back or has been recreated, which means either it's going to be recreated within the next 24 hours, or something may have changed. So, Ronaldo, as you arrive, this creature comes to greet you, and as it does, it says to you, as soon as it
What are you doing here? Who are you? What is your purpose?
Well, maybe you can tell me. I mean that. Can you tell me? I think you've seen me here before. I know I'm supposed to be here. I probably have an appointment. Hello, my name's Ronaldo.
I assume that you are in the same class as the other creatures that have come before you, which used to be my friends, but they didn't ditch me and never talked to me again and ghosted me, so now I don't really care about them. I don't really care about them.
Ghosted you? We may be liches, but we're not ghosts. What a shame. Who would want to ignore such? He's gonna just be levitating around him. Such incredible craftsmanship. I don't quite remember where you're from, but indeed, you are a magnificent model and make, if I dare say so myself.
And as you have all these, you are in this charming offense against Landro. You suddenly notice the glow in the center stone, in the center of the chest, becomes a bit lighter. Rather than a strong green, it becomes more like a light green glow. And he seems to have changed his tone. And he says to you, "Oh, thank you very much. Yes, indeed, I spent a lot of time in crafting this magnificent body. I could spend hours telling you the amount of knowledge and specialized secret knowledge and craftsmanship that I have put together just to craft this pretty indestructible body."
I'd be interested. I know a thing or two about alloys myself. Or at least I used to. At least I somewhat do. I'm a little bit foggy at the moment. But, you pay such great attention to detail, having a harmonic voice. I mean, anyone else making a simple drone or golem could have had any old voice box iteration that would have just blurted out speech, but no, you've taken time for quality here too. Chance for function as well as aesthetic goes a long way. I greatly appreciate that.
Oh yes, I've made sure that when I was building this, all the 20 slaves that I used to create this body were very subjugated to my will, so that they would make every single detail exactly the way I wanted. Those goblins never saw it coming, but I made sure the quality was good enough, even if it costed them their fingers.
See, this is a gentleman who knows how it's done. Oh, good to hear. Others would even be too bashful to admit, but not you, because you know what it takes to make quality. Very good. I applaud your work.
Yes, gnomes and halflings. I don't know what it is about, but their hands are so dexterous. It's quite impressive that a biological creature has this level of crafting and this level of dexterity with their fingers. They are excellent craftsmen. I would dare to say even better than the dwarves.
Oh, indeed, it's different. Sometimes you can fear them into a little je ne sais quoi. Dwarves, I mean, they do a good job with some of the regular things, but then eventually they start to just brute force their way down there. Ah, yes, I agree. Speaking of other creatures, even if they have poor taste, they do have other uses. The other ones, like me, you said that there was a party prior that I'm supposed to be joining. I think perhaps you can help.
Oh yes, I hear everything that they speak upstairs, even though I pretend I don't. I can tell you, it seems that this party was sent to their imminent death. They thought they were being sent into a mission, but it seems there was some sort of misunderstanding, and well, I can't really, it would be a betrayal of me to tell you more, but perhaps you can talk to the ones upstairs and they will perhaps explain to you why they
send the party into a death trap.
Oh, yes, I shall indeed proceed. Sorry I can't stay to chat about your construction and stuff, but you know, needs must. And then he takes out a little handkerchief and he...
It's perfectly fine. I have all the time in the multiverse, as now I'm eternal and indestructible. And I'm amassing all the secret knowledge. If you do have secret knowledge and you would like to share with me, I would be very grateful.
In due time, and he takes out a handkerchief and he blows on it, and then he just wipes away a little bit of smudge that happened on its jewel, maybe when it was messing around with a loot or something, nearly breaking it. But now it's polished clean, and he says, "Continue the good work," and he floats upstairs.
By the way, sorry, I don't want to be rude, but what is that device you carry on your hand? It seems to contain a lot of data for what I can assess. I would love to download every single piece of knowledge it has inside. Of course, I would be making a copy of it.
Ronaldo looks at it and he says, "Ha, wish I could remember," and then he just floats away with it.
Very well. So Ronaldo, as you climb up the stairs, the scene you arrive to is 4 liches. That is this massive seagull-looking celestial standing to your left, like it's posing for someone to paint it. It's laying down on the couch as Rose in Titanic, waiting for someone to paint it, and it's eating some grapes, and feeding himself some grapes while laying down quite seductively over the couch. And then in front of you, you see someone that you have the impression you've seen her before. You think she's somewhat strong, but you don't know how you know that. And suddenly you see 2 of her, and you were not drunk. It's a bit bit too early in the day for you to be that drunk. And so you think that's probably a simulacrum based on the aura of this creature, which you can detect passively, as I've mentioned before. As you look at the end of the room, in front of a fireplace, 4 other liches stand there. One of them is almost as pretty as you are, and in something in him breeds familiarity to you. You also look at this lichen lich at the end of the room that reminds you of Midge, but that doesn't really look like Midge, or perhaps it's a different Midge. The gentleman on the top, you have never seen it before, and you have no idea who it is. And this is the duplicate of the other lady, which you think it's a lich, but you think it's a powerful spellcaster, but you have no recollection of her exact name or how do you know her. So with that introduction, Ronaldo, the moment you entered the room, whatever they were talking about, it's interrupted, and they stop their conversation and they open their little circle, and all of them look at you climbing up the entrance. You know when you enter a room and suddenly everybody goes quiet and it feels like they were talking about you? That's the sensation you have right now.
Good, Ronaldo thinks, and he's gonna swing open the doors and say, "Well, I'm here." And he's gonna use thaumaturgy to make his robes billow and make the little like party poppers like burst behind him, and then he slides down the banister, swings around, and says, "Aha! I know you've been waiting. I'm so sorry to keep you waiting. Hello, everyone."
And Pretty Zero says, "Oh, hello there. I assume you are Ronaldo's counterpart, the other Ronaldo."
I am Ronaldo Primo, if you may think so. And then as he starts to approach him, he'll pass by, seeing Elsie on the couch, and he says, paint me like one of your trench ghouls, Jack. He's gonna come over here. It's like, yes, I am the real Ronaldo, numero one. I do believe you've met my counterpart then.
Oh yes, he was he told us many stories about you. And how he spent a lot of time searching for you, actually. And you see Pretty Zero going to the end of the room, and he grabs some of the grapes that are on the hands of the celestial seagull, and he starts to feed the seagull some of the grapes himself. While the seagull is laying down on the couch, and he's very calmly just taking his time to take each little grape out and feed slowly into the mouth of this gigantic seagull. And then comes the powerful girl, and she says,
"Hi, it's long time no see. How are you doing?"
Does this Ronaldo maybe remember this Necrolumpa?
Well, when someone recognizes you on the street and they start talking to you as if they remember you and they have seen you just yesterday and you have no idea who that person is. This is kind of how you feel right now.
And then after his introduction, can he read the surface level thoughts of these people to kind of like quickly grasp some kind of like first clues or something?
You cannot, and this is something that makes you suspicious. You can talk telepathically to them, and they are allowing you to talk telepathically with them, but it seems that that's as far as your intrusion in their minds go.
Ronaldo.
To meet your friends.
Yes, I am, and I had very good feeling that this is where they'd be.
Yes, they were just here. They just left. You just missed the other Ronaldo. I guess he would have a lot to catch up with you.
You can roll insight.
All right. $31.
And she sits on the couch in front of you, and her simulacrum starts to braid her hair. While she's talking to you, and you are under the impression that there's something about real Ronaldo that they're not telling you, and you have this strong intuition that they're hiding information from you. And also, strangely enough, 9 days have passed, but they're saying that real Ronaldo just left. Although you've been traveling through the outer planes into the material plane, and you are very much aware that time passes differently in different places. But it does makes you wonder if real Ronaldo has returned and came to visit here, or this is before or after you lock him in the vault. That's your question. Has he been resurrected and you didn't feel to your phylactery? Or hasn't his new body, he's been reformed yet as a lich? And what they're talking about happened before the 9 days. That is, you're still confused about where do you put that in the timeline.
Okay. While he's trying to calculate all this in his head, and he's being very apprehensive as usual. Of course, he has a very relaxed outward demeanor, pretending to kind of be aloof to all this. And he says, "Oh, well, as I suppose that if I wanted to meet a copy of myself, I should be delighted. And so if he wants to find me so bad, I'm sure he'll find me eventually if I care. We'll see."
Zagat Midge. And, it's nice to meet you. I have to say, we heard all good things about you, and your reputation precedes you.
Ronaldo stands up from the couch and he points a hand first at handsome Cyril. He says, "Well, there are some copies of versions that are just a bit different," and he looks at the seagull, "queer," and then he looks over at Necrolumpa and Elsie. "Then there's simulacrums we're all familiar with, and then there's the likes of you. I knew the moment I saw you, you were another alternate Midge. Dare I say upgrade?" You didn't hear that from me. I would not, slight the Midge I know, but goodness gracious, whatever multiverse made you, I don't know, fantastic job. You look amazing. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But insulting me is not gonna get you anywhere.
And as she says that, she casts infestation on your wig.
Yep. Oh, now I know you're the real one. That's a con save, right?
Yes. And then she goes to she stands a little bit on the back of the room as all of them seem to be politely stepping away from you after introducing themselves. And Jurgle comes from on the back of the couch, and you don't know his name, but he says, and he's carrying this massive scroll, and he says, "I am Jurgle. You may or may not have heard of me. I've been helping your acquaintances to deal with their circumstances and trying to restore the balance that Vecna stole from death." And as he says Jurgle, roll an Arcana check with advantage because your disc would have heard of him.
Yeah, 22.
That is enough. Your memory doesn't bring anything about Jurgle, but you immediately access the lore of Jurgle through your arcane knowledge. Jurgle is one of the oldest liches, if you can say that he's a lich, in the multiverse. He is known as the Lord of the End of Everything. He was known as the original god of death before he eventually ceded his position to the next god of death and decided to become the final scribe, a role that keeps a role of keeping the sacred scroll of all of those who died well protected. And you understand that he gave his throne to a different god of death. It was not Vecna. So intuitively, you know that he's not. He's probably here because he's not happy that that throne has been usurped. You are somehow accessing the knowledge that Vecna is now also the god of death, and you think that knowledge is not coming from your mind, it's coming from the connection with the other spellweavers, the mental connection you have, which makes you think that this place is somehow allowing you to faintly access the knowledge that your other spellweavers telepathically can provide you, and you start to realize that there are pieces of knowledge you couldn't access before that now you can, and that also indicates to you that they might actually be close in a quantum way.
Ronaldo uses levitation in a showy way to show that he can float above Jurgle if he wanted to. He kind of rises up from the couch and then very kind of intentionally settles back down, feet on the ground, and then gives a large bow to Jurgle, and he says, "Yes, I know who you are. Lich of Liches, Lord of our aspirations. What the undead Vecna tries to seize by force, the admiration of others, we give it to you freely, being the epitome of our kind. Yes, Jurgle of Death, allow me to bow to you." And he gives a deep bow.
These niceties are unnecessary. I must say thank you, but I am not a fan of appraisals. So, I actually have something to address to all of you. Your little experiment has yielded a result.
And he pulls this massive scroll and he says,
It seems that I see the name of Ronaldo in my scroll. Ronaldo the Marquis of Slad. Is that your alternative self?
When he reads out Ronaldo's name, he looks at the others and he just goes, "Oh no, how terrible." And he looks back at Jurgle. Yes, that does happen to be the name of the other one. Did he choke on a biscuit? Does it say what happened?
Well, perhaps it's not my place to say. I'm just here as an impartial party.
and he sits on the couch, and Zagat Midge looks at you and says,
Well, you see, we may have been a little bit naughty. When your friends arrived, we decided to make a little experiment with them. And, well, when Ronaldo went away and he sent us a message saying that he had found you, we decided to take a little peek, if you don't mind, and we kind of saw what was going on in the vault. But, thanks to Necrolumpa, yes, and we said that you two had a little spat. But what we were really wondering is if one of you is defeated, if that would be temporary or permanent. According to Jurgo, since Vecna has become the god of death, the rules of lichdom have changed, because he also now has the portfolio of Orcus and the portfolio of death, which allows him to potentially change the rules of undeath. So we are wondering if he had done that, and no one of us, of course, would like to test that theory in practice, but you ended up testing for us, so thank you.
You're welcome. Well, so in that case, I rather just assumed that he would have reappeared at his phylactery, but do we have any indication that he's not come back? Is any idea of how Vecna Orcus has changed the rules then? Because that would mean for us, if we die, then...
Pretty Cyril says, well, that's once your name appears in Jergal's scroll, that's final. Your existence has ended. So, which means that a version of yourself is not coming back. And Midge says,
Yeah, you see, the god of death, Vecna, is the most powerful version of the god of secrets. And since he took that pantheon together with the one he has over the abyss, we were wondering how much power he would have had and what would have him done. Then we learned that you from your friends that the goddess of magic had, you know, had a little spat with you guys. So we decided to just keep an eye and check with Jergo if our suspicions were true. And turns out that they were, yes.
Well, glad I could help, so to speak. That is tragic, though. As you say, you divined upon us. I did reach out to him diplomatically, wishing to tackle something greater than ourselves. I wanted to work with him, but I mean, well, I can understand why he would have been a little... had a chip on his shoulder. But what's done is done.
Well, see, when you take a lich like Ronaldo and you imprison him for many years in a little doll, that really messes with his ego. So now that he's dead, I guess there's no point in not discussing with you now that he's completely vanished. He spent many years searching revenge against you, not against Vecna, against you, because, well, as they say, payback is a lich. But he never managed to find you because you were so little, you know, you could hide yourself so well. Not even divination could find you. And then after that, he gave up. He thought you had been destroyed. And he got back to his other vendetta against Vecna and got back to us, and he was helping us and so on. And we've been trying to many years to come up with a strategy that wouldn't rely on Vokar or the Rod of Seven Parts, and so far everything we've tried had failed. And since the news of Vecna becoming God of Death arriving from Jergo, we were kind of worried that all of that was changing. So I wonder if you could give us a little help. I mean, we sent your friends to the place where they could find the Mother of Dragons, and they have been there for a while now. And I took a little peek at the situation, and it's quite dire. And now knowing that, we may have sent them to their final, to their final death. Because, well, if they are gone, they're gone. Perhaps you may want to, you know, help us pull them back. I mean, we were a little bit naughty. We knew it was going to be a tough fight, but we sent them there anyway because they were a bit condescending, and we really don't like that.
Yes, well, we all have our funky exteriors, though none as funky as our fungal friends, eh, Midge? So yes, please forgive them. They're not all as diplomatic as I am. But so on their behalf, I apologize, and I would appreciate any help that you could offer me before I go in there. Because yes, I will go. I'll join them, and I'll do my best to bring them back in now sincerely one piece.
Wonderful!
And Midge says,
All you have to do is cross that door. Jargo and Pretty Zero have prepared to head to the same place that they are fighting the Mother of Dragons. We wish you good luck. Every time we try to fight Vecna, it ended up really badly for us. But more recently, we haven't been avoiding the confrontation because we were afraid of what Jurgal said about, him changing the rules of undeath.
yes, it's the danger of fighting the gods is that it's not just their sheer power that can be overwhelming, but as a next god, I can tell you, after I abandoned my divinity, one of the things that was quite corrupting about that position was that you can, somehow change the rules of the game for everybody else. And that is the most dangerous thing someone in power, real power, can do.
And, well, Ronaldo will be right back. And on that note, let's check on our friends back at the Forbidden Gates. Let's check how they are. Well, Drazov. Where is Drazov? Drazov, look at you, all the way over there at the bottom. Drazov, you are stunned. You are stunned. You are prone. You are on top of a tree. And right now you have less than 100 hit points. Well, you are a bit spent and tired, but you're still alive. Then, look at that. We have Creek. Creek, who has a conjures. Who's Creek? Who has? Do we have a conjure celestial at 8th level in the field? Yes, we do. We have a conjure celestial at 8th level in the field. Although this was the one, yeah, this was you, right, Creek, that casted the conjure celestial?
No, that wasn't me.
Okay.
Someone else did it.
Yeah, if I remember correct, none of you is concentrating, so it must have been Zero, and I forgot to remove the token. Very well. You don't have Conjure Celestial anymore. Creek, you have Sanctuary on you. You have less than 60 hit points, and you've been somewhat dealing with the situation as you go along, and then. In front of you, you have the Mother of Dragons with a look that the worst look it ever had, and then at the top we have Midge doing death saving throws, prone and stunned on the ground, surrounded by her Spores Druid. You will notice that your friend Cyril is not even in the field, as in the last session, dark chains came out of the door to the north. And wrapped around Cyril and drag him into Avernus, and he will be back. He'll be back at some point. Probably not this session, because Cyril, he's always late. Even when it's to come back from bloody Avernus, he's always late. Also, The next time he went there, if you guys remember, it also took a while for him to get back because he stopped to play a little poker. So let's hope that the chains that are dragging him through Avernus in shame are not really passing through a casino or through a poker club or nothing like that. Very well. And we were back.
I popped in.
Oh,
hello.
There you go. Oh, hello, Midge. And we have Midge back.
Are you? Yeah, I was missing you guys. We can talk about it later, but do you mind if I join back in tonight?
Of course not.
Hey.
You'd be very welcome
Okay.
to.
All right.
Very well.
Just listening in, or do you get to play?
Yeah, yeah. I was watching your scene there, Ronaldo. So yeah.
Oh, I thank you.
No, I want to see this out. So let's do this, guys.
Very well.
Heck yeah. That's more
Very
like
well.
it.
Plus, it was killing me hearing you play Zugget Midge. I was like, oh my gosh, come on, legend. I couldn't let you be Midge. I couldn't let you be Midge Prime. I mean, you can do Zugget Midge, but not Midge Prime. No.
Yeah, I don't do justice to Midge.
I could hear your voice. I could hear your voice struggling the more I listened to it. I was like, oh, he's gonna lose his voice so much.
I appreciated being able to hear the difference between Zugget Midge Midge and then Loompa. That's two very different strained, high-pitched voices to do.
Yeah.
Did a great job.
And so Midge, since you joined the table, welcome to the table, and say hello to our audience and tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Oh, you know, I felt better. If I'm being honest, I'm kind of liking the rest that I'm getting, but I think we need to take these dragons down.
Oh yes, Midge is our champion of rot, our champion of fungi, and occasionally also our kaiju cosplay as she goes full-blown Spinosaurus last session. Very well.
Yeah, she's running out of opportunities to turn into other animals, other beasts. But we'll see.
But
we'll see what now.
She's becoming a full Discovery Channel in her own right.
Exactly. Testing my knowledge of D&D beasts. That's for sure.
Very well. So, we were back at the top of the initiative, and as usual, I'm gonna give you guys a few moments to strategize what do you want to do. For this round, you don't have Cyril. Ronaldo is still figuring out how to get to you, although it seems that he's on his way. He has just been provided directions to get to you, which I should ask Ronaldo. Would you, once you hear you're gonna cross, you just need to cross a door to see the rest of your Spellweaver friends. And once you hear that this party that is in front of you in Sanctum has plotted to use your friends as guinea pigs, what would you like to do? What would you do in this situation?
Quick question, Legend. Because I came in right as is Conjure Celestial concentration?
I have to double check that.
I'm pretty sure that's still there.
Yes, it is. It is concentration.
Oh, is it? Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it is. Okay. All right.
And so Ronaldo, what would you do in your current circumstances?
Well, for one, he doesn't really expect any less, or at least the experimental part, but would he kind of perhaps be able to gauge if they still authentically want to defeat Vecna, or does he feel like just a lot of malice, like they're just kind of throwing him and the Liches away? Would he kind of be able to read something like that?
Roll an insight check.
29.
Very well. Ronaldo, using the knowledge you know in the current circumstances, if there's one thing you know about liches is that they can be opportunistic, and they can turn an awkward situation into something useful to them. So it's not as much as malice, but it's more like means to an end. They've saw an opportunity to subtly deceive the party into performing a task that, if it went well, it would favor all of you, including the party, and if it went badly, they would learn a lot from the failures of the spellweavers. And it seems that they have all been paralyzed by the doubt since Vecna took the throne of God of Death, and they have been hearing what Jurgal tells them about that being probably the most powerful version of Vecna. It seems that they all have been paralyzed by the idea, in the action sense, in the sense they haven't done anything against Vecna since they heard it, because they were afraid that if destroyed, they wouldn't return from their phylactery. And thanks to your little spat with your other self, you have just confirmed that might just be true. If you right now the rules of Lich don't have changed, and either you succeed in change them back, or the next time you lose this body, it will be the last time. And this body have been crippled already by the goddess of magic, so if taken down, that's it.
Very well. Ronaldo will cast Pass Without a Trace on himself at 2nd level, and he'll approach the portal, and he'll just turn to the others, give a theatrical bow, and then he'll jump through the portal. And his intention will be to try and find the others, and if he can kind of like approach, if he finds them, I mean, like he's got a couple spells he'd like to cast on himself before he really jumps into the fray. Like the moment he senses he's getting on the edge of something, he'll do some more prep.
The moment you cross the door, you are in the fray. The moment you open the door of the pantry, what you see on the other side is a little village, an abandoned village, but most importantly, what you hear on the other side, because you don't see it, seems to be coming from behind the house door that you would come out from, are the roaring sounds of a massive dragon, or many dragons. That's how it sounds. And by the way, for those hearing, the name of the track playing now for you guys is Taking a Beating.
Oh wow.
So Ronaldo, hey, it could go both ways. It could be taking a beating, Vecna taking a beating. So Ronaldo, what would you like to do? So you cast Pass Without a Trace, and you're concentrating on it. What else would you like to do?
I suppose it would be kind of too meta to cast anything else before I go in, wouldn't it?
It would be a little bit, but you're still in the threshold of the door, and I'm giving you the chance of being a little bit meta.
Okay. Oh, 6 questions. Wow. I don't know if I'd be invisible or not. Oh, do you know what? He will cast. Let me first look which level it is. Yeah, and then that's also concentration. So 2 spells, pass without trace. All right, he'll cast haste on himself as well.
Very well. Let me add your second concentration and your haste. Very well. And with that, Ronaldo, you cross through the threshold, and let me bring you to the scene as you come out of the door. In this little village, and you can't see the others yet because you are just behind a building. And that all around you is the pass without a trace. Ronaldo, roll initiative for us. That's the last thing I'm going to ask you to do this round. Nice start.
That's a good omen. Oh,
Get that out of the way now. Get that out of the way now.
Yep. Yeah. Ronaldo hops
We
in
don't
there
need none of that.
like,
We don't need any of that in this fight. So
Yeah. Ronaldo shows up and is immediately like, "Oh shit."
yep.
Very well.
You've been watching from the sidelines until now, brother. Welcome to the main event.
That's what you get for showing up late.
Yeah, welcome to the party.
Dang it, coach, get in. Do this.
Ronaldo, the moment you step into this plane, you can sense telepathically all the other 4 spell weavers. Because of how interconnected your minds have been since they start, which comes with the biology of this body. You receive a flood of knowledge. Ronaldo, you don't have your original memories, but you can piece back what happened based on the memories of your party members, and thanks to that, you can consider, for all practical purposes, you just have this flood of information in your mind that almost brain freezes you, and you can now access all the memories you've lost about yourself, as long as they were shared memories with these other 3 individuals. So if they were there when the memory was formed, you can remember that. Of course, you would remember from their point of view, as if you were seeing yourself in a dream. The camera is on the wrong person, but anyway, you still remember the circumstance from their point of views, and the only memories you've lost at this point that you won't be able to access are specific memories that where they were not present. But all this Spellweaver endeavor and the majority of the things you have done in this entire period of time, either you have shared with them, talked to them, so everything about your mission, about what you're trying to accomplish, everything becomes clear to you the moment you step out of that door. Almost as if your party was... They healed you with their love. Aww. Very well. Let me give you guys a few moments to strategize what you want to do in this round, unless you tell me you don't need to.
So who's down? Midge and Drazov? Drazov is...
I am up, but I am way far away, although my manifest mind is still close enough to cast spells, so
I mean, all I'm gonna ask is if you guys, I don't risk yourselves for it, but if you're able to get Midge up,
I know
Go for
how to do it. Now, I'm just trying to debate on what my big spell should be. I don't know if I should disintegrate Vecna, or since she's in the hollow spell, I go with Firestorm instead.
we still don't know. That's the thing. We still have yet to have a confirmation that the Hallow spell is actually affecting Vecna.
Dude, I thought we did with the Meteor Swarm.
No.
Can I get a rewind on that, or recap on that, Legend?
You couldn't really tell how much it hurt or if it's having any effect. I mean, the meteor sword exploded on the Mother of Dragons, and it looked like, but it's a very powerful creature, so you couldn't really be certain.
So here's what I'm thinking I do then. Just because I can cast up to 14 levels because I have a +7 proficiency.
Yeah, you found that loophole.
Yeah, I might haste myself and then use a distance spell to give you a 4th level cure wound, since you can turn a touch to a 30-foot. That way you can get up. I'll disintegrate Vecna, give it disadvantage, and give it a thing with my bonus action. And then I'm SOL. It'll be up to you guys, because Vecna's probably going to strike me down.
Well, realize we have the fun coming up before Midge's turn. So you bring Midge up, there's a chance she's going to go right back down as soon as the 20 initiative happens.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if you want to switch with Drazolf on the turn Drazolf allows that. I don't know who's going to survive the fun here, because Drazolf, you're like the furthest one away from all of us.
Where actually are we in the initiative? Because like
we're at the top.
Me, you.
The turn order that I'm looking at does not seem to be reflective of what we've been doing so far.
So you have Creek, Drazov, Fun Round, Midge, Mother of Dragons, and Ronaldo now. Cyril would be at the top of the initiative, but he's not here.
Honestly, we could just go with my turn first, if you don't mind switching with Midge, and then after the fun round, it'll be you, because I don't think you're going to get affected by the fun round.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more than happy to switch with whoever is would be more effective at the time. I'm just trying to figure out, like, because the turn order that I'm looking at does not seem to be properly in sync with the. Maybe I need to refresh reload my page. Yeah.
Are you saying Creek, you, Fun, Midge, Vecna? Is that what you're seeing?
No.
Okay.
That is not what I'm seeing. So I'm gonna refresh my page, and hopefully that'll sort things out.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm more than happy to swap my turn with anybody.
Because if I can go, I should be able to. Relevant. Oh goodness.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to make it out alive. I'm running out of ideas, but this is the best thing I can think of for this turn.
I've I added the turn order to the in-character chant in Discord. Yeah. By the way, the same that happened to Ronaldo happened to all of you the moment Ronaldo enters this plane. You catch a glimpse of what happened to Ronaldo in this period of time, which to you, it felt like just the last perhaps 15 minutes. But you've realized to Ronaldo it had been a full 9 days before he arrived here. And you've learned two key things from. You've learned what Ronaldo just heard, which was in the top of his mind, about if you are gone, you're gone, because the God of Death has changed the rules for lichdom, and he just got the confirmation of that. And you've learned that your little your counterparts have been a little bit cheeky and sent you guys into this mess, knowing that it would be a mess, knowing that it would be a tough battle, but they were kind of running an experiment on you. And now, you also learned that now they want you back because you're more useful to them alive than destroyed.
If that's the case, instead of just going for the suicide run, I could just heal you, Midge. And then I have an amulet of the plains. That'll get us, though. I'm trying to figure out how we get the others.
I mean,
instead of just fighting, like I was assuming about fighting Vecna at the end, but if there's an escape plan, I think Amulet of the Plains and Plane Shift could work.
yeah, and just to be clear, because we're all now in what's it called? The multi-arm thingamajigs.
Spellweaver.
Spellweaver, that's the word. Thank you. Yeah, now we're all now that we're all Spellweavers, we've got that super duper Spellweaver telepathy, so we can like communicate any kind of plan that we've got like instantaneously, so we don't have to worry about like how do I tell that person about this plan kind of a thing. Because you can just
that's a safe
Spellweaver telepathy.
Yeah.
Boom.
I got
instantly communicate.
Midge, but I don't know if you and Ronaldo should figure out how to get out then, because you probably guys have spell slots while I have almost nothing. And I don't want to risk legendary actions.
Drazolf has a way out. Don't worry.
Because I know after my turn, Vecna's probably going to breathe fire on me or breathe one of those like damages.
Yeah.
That's just my thought process.
You have, indeed, knowing what you know now, you could use that information to try and run from the fight, and return to your potential allies back into Sanctum, or using the information you know about the field, which the Mother of Dragons seems to be as weakened as you've managed to get it, knowing that your spell slots are not going to come back to you in this form of Spellweaver, it really puts you on a constraint of are you ever going to have an opportunity to take down Vecna like this again if you never recover your spell slots?
Now, here's the other thing I worry about, too. Like, if we kill this Vecna, I know the other Vecnas will know. Even if they don't care. I bet you someone will investigate this.
I feel like we still got to do it anyways, especially if potentially we would have a replacement Tiamat on our side.
True. What? When I look at Vecna Legend, what's the physical condition? When I look at the body and the heads.
Well, given that is a 5-headed Mother of Dragons undead fiend / draconic creature, it's not very straightforward to tell what condition is in or how powerful it is, particularly because it has a lot of divinity to it. But since the start of this fight, one of the things you notice, one of the heads seems more tired than the other ones. And it's been in the worst condition since the beginning of the fight. I mean, you guys cast a round of Disintegrate at it that you've bypassed all its legendary resistance, as you know so far. And it's still quite dangerous, but it seems weaker, much weaker than it was at the start of the combat.
I'll say this, guys, just because this is new knowledge Ronaldo brought in. We die, it's over. Who knows if this thing can come back? If the rules of undeath have changed, who's to say this Vecna Mother Dragon can come back easily?
It's not the rules of. It's not the rules of. Well, it's the rules of undeath that have changed. The rules of lichdom that you confirmed they have changed.
Yeah, and you said this is an undead like dragon and everything too. So who knows what else has been changed?
It is Vecna, so you guys haven't been able to ascertain what type of creature this is. If it's an undead, a celestial, a fiend, a dragon, what a monstrosity, you don't know. So you can't really tell for sure if this creature is a lich or if it's a fiend or what it is. If it's a lich, then what you've learned would apply to it as well.
One thing I can ascertain from Vokar is Vecna always has a contingency plan, though. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
That is something Vokar used to teach all of you. Is that Vecna has answers to everything, and that's why you guys used to see Vokar having contingency plans to everything. He had a clone of himself. He had contingency spells cast on him every time he was going to do something. He would be very, very cautious. He would send you guys instead of going himself to do his bidding. He would be very, very cautious.
I'm just thinking logically here. The more I talk this out, the more we learn. I don't think we're gonna be able to beat Vecna, or what comes after that. I don't know. What do you guys
If he's close and I've got just shown up, I mean, I feel like we have to try.
It's only one head that's tired, though. There's still four heads that look in great condition, and then there's also probably a contingency plan or other things. That's what I'm worried about. I'm on depth door.
The other heads are not looking in great condition. Overall, the creature is not looking in good condition. One of the biggest sign you have of that it's weakened is because one of the heads seems to be less active and more tired, more lethargic than the other ones.
So I'll tell you this then. I'll let you guys know. I have a plan to run away and I have a plan to attack, but just know once I attack, I know I'm dead, basically. Because I'm not gonna be able to do much healing. I know I'm like paper right now, and I've used almost all of my spell slots that are like all my 9th, all my 8th.
Have I already used my legendary action for this round?
Yes, you have.
The round
you have. Your last round, you use because you were stunned. In your last round, you use your legendary action.
Oh, right. Yeah. I forgot that.
What is your health, Creek?
Let me take a look. It's 57 out of 203, which that's not gonna really survive more than one attack.
Well, let me ask you this. I can polymorph you, and I'll just use my shape change.
But then I have to wait until my next turn then to attack. Or
yeah, but I can give you over 200 XP.
That's right, as long as you're not being attacked, though. But if I'm right next to you after I heal you, who's to say Vecna won't just breathe on us?
I'm just offering it as an option.
No, I appreciate it. I'm just trying to think. I can't think of a second turn for me. I can only think of this one turn.
Well, I think we're at the point where we take one turn at a time. You know?
No, I get what I mean, but like I know that after this turn, I have a strong feeling I'm dead. That's what I'm trying to say. If I attack.
Okay.
And if they want us back, I can easily get you and I out of this.
I mean, if your actions result in you being dead and we still win, then we can get you back up at the end of it. We can resurrect you.
Can a lich be resurrected though? We're like hundreds of years old.
Well, if they get you in during the death saves, they can bring you back up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You have a cleric in the field now.
You know what? I will have faith in you guys, and I will continue through to the end. I will attack this thing and heal. And if you do polymorph, you can do your meta magic and make it distant instead of touch, so I can be away from you, Midge.
For a polymorph?
Well,
it has 60 foot. It has 60 foot, so I don't have to be next to you.
Oh, cool. Because I'm planning on just doing
polymorph you from 60 feet. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm planning just doing cure wounds from you from like 30 feet away when I make a distance. All right. So then I got my plan ready then.
Should I cast a prismatic wall on it?
We have legendary actions, right? Say go big or go home with this creature.
Yeah.
Should I?
And then reverse gravity, like what was done to us.
Wait, can't it fly though?
Well, I mean, at the very least, like it's halfway inside of the hollow spell.
The hollow
so
spell. Yeah.
If you cast a prismatic wall as a bubble around it right now, it still has to take the fire damage before it even gets to the outer layers where its elemental immunities would already be irrelevant.
Yeah, I would have a chance to move away then, because spells can't pass through in physical and ranged attacks. But yeah, that sounds a good idea. Oh, and Ronaldo, I forgot to mention, whenever you're in this rod of security, you get +1 to saving throws and AC. Just letting you know that.
Oh, nice.
If you're wondering what the rod of security does in the ground.
Yep.
All right, yeah. So I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do my attack. I'll get Midge back up, and your legendary action, your polymorph, will save the day.
Yeah.
Very well. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Creek.
Wait.
Yeah?
Real quick. Who am I switching my turn with?
Midge.
With Midge.
Midge,
Okay.
me.
All right. Very good.
All right. So let me
Is,
switch turn.
Does the dragon she's already hexed with Dex, right?
We don't think Hex works because it's too low of a spell. That's just our guess.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
So far in this fight, you've learned that this creature likely has limited magic immunity, but you don't know exactly what level of spell the magic immunity is. But all of you have been casting spells at level 7 and 8, and they seem to be hurting the creature. So at least at that level, you know you're safe. Creek, when he turned into a pit fiend, pit fiends have limited magic immunity, so at 6th level. So you could assume that you could easily deduce that it should be around that neighborhood. And then you have learned it likely has immunities to the types of damage it can breed, just like many dragons. And you've learned that it can regenerate, and it has same amount of reactions as a Hydra, and has lots of legendary actions as well. And you've bypassed all its legendary resistance so far. So yeah, that's what I can confirm you guys gathered from previous rounds.
All right.
All right. So Creek, go ahead.
So what
would you
I'll
like to
do is a bonus. I'll do a bonus action. I'm going to use my unsettling words on Vecna to give it, like a -1d12. I'll be like, oh man, it's hard thinking of some inspiration. I got it. 2 + 2 is 4. 4 + 2 is 6. You may have 5 heads, but I have 6 arms. So in terms, I'm better than you because 6 is bigger than 5.
You are tired, Creek. We can sense you are tired.
Midge somehow in her unconsciousness, her hands just gives you a golf clap, a slow clap, even though she's unconscious.
The next saving throw Vecna has to do, she has to subtract a 10 to it.
Very well.
As my bonus action. As my action for my first spell, I'm going to cast haste on myself.
Very well.
So I can double my speed plus 2 to my, what's it called? I'll just display it here.
Very well.
Advantage on dex saves. Alright, so that puts me at 100. And what I'll do is, while in Vecna's reach, I'm gonna move around here and get over to right here by this statue. Can I get on this and see where Midge is?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
As my second spell, I'm gonna upcast this to 4th level, and I'm gonna use one of my 3 meta magics to, what's it called? Distance spell it. So instead of a touch, it becomes 30 foot, and I'm gonna do 4th level cure wounds on Midge.
Okay.
As you feel Creek's hand, his soul touching you from far away. And you'll take 4d8 plus my spell casting ability. So that's my spell casting ability. Plus 8. So 4d8 plus 8 healing.
Okay.
Very well. Roll for heal.
That's you, Creek.
So my internet.
I think he's having connection issues.
Yeah, he just left.
Which they
Well, 20.
always happen on your turn. For the entire session, he didn't have any connection issues, but the moment it gets to his
22.
turn. Very well.
All right,
Midge.
my internet cut out for a second. Do you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. We
Yeah.
can now.
Oh,
Yes,
so you get
because it was
22
your
health.
turn and Vecna was counterspelling your internet connection.
Oh.
Very well.
That was my second spell, and that's 7 level spots. And then for my third spell, actually, as my free action, can I
Can you what? You cut off again. Midge, you open your eyes, and your massive eyes. It's not like you have eyelids. And you can see this sun coming in the horizon. You are on the top of a plateau, and you can see the sun coming. I was just describing to Midge how she can see the sun rising in the plateau all the way from the south. And you guys, as I've mentioned earlier, you guys been fighting here since it seems it was very close to be morning. And strangely enough, the sun starts to rise, and eventually the light gets to you and it becomes very late. But then, Midge, another thing also draws your attention. As you look at the door, when the sun hits the door, there is this massive demonic aura covering the entire door. You can't see the heads of the dragons. You could see it at night. All you see is this gate to hell, and a couple of red eyes looking back from the inside of that gate to anyone outside.
Hi.
Nice. Sorry, I'll go back to my turn for your legend. As my free action, I'm gonna switch one of my instruments, my lyre, and equip my rapier, my blue defender rapier.
Yeah.
And as my third spell, I'm gonna use the last 2 of my meta magics since we get 3 of them. And I'm going to subtle spell and heightened spell this 7th level disintegrate on Vecna.
Okay, how many meta magic options you used already?
So
on mage, you used the distant one, right?
Right, and that's it.
Okay, all right. So you have 3 meta magic options per turn. You can distribute them however you want. All right, go ahead.
All right, so with my last spell, since I can cast it to 14 levels, this will be 7th level disintegrate. Vecna's gonna need to do a DC 23 Dex save with disadvantage and a -10 to their saving throw because of my unsettling words.
Excellent.
Or they're gonna take 13d6 plus 40 force damage. Let me roll that. They'll take 97 force damage.
And it has a -10 from your cutting words.
And a disadvantage from heightened, yes.
Very well. Creek, describe your attack to us.
Creek, desperate after playing that last ditty, thinking 6 arms is always going to be better than 5 heads. He runs at the speed of light with one arm, goes, come on, Midge. Another hand, he goes like he's just switching his instrument for a sword. And then his 2 hands by his hips, they go like, oh, please disintegrate. And silently, and he just like pushes it out like he's pushing Vecna, like an air push. As he throws this last disintegration spell.
Very well. As the disintegrate is approaching, as the being slowly in slow motion is approaching the body of Vecna, the black head eye glows, and almost as if the black head had a late reaction to try and interpose itself or try to counterspell, but unfortunately, because you subtle spelled, they didn't know it was coming. So the black head jumps in front of the ray, and the ray hits the black head of the Mother of Dragon, and the black head starts to disintegrate. And suddenly you see the glow from the eyes disappear, and the black head starts to crumble to dust, and it sacrifices itself to try and protect the body. You can see the anger and the rage and the pain now in the Mother of Dragons as the creature rages, and you can hear all the heads, even the one that was a bit lethargic, seems to have been badly hurt, and Creek, as you see all the eyes glowing and looking at the place where the disintegrated black head had been, and for a second it felt like the disintegration would stop there, but you can see the black veins of the disintegration spreading through the body of the creature. As the disintegrate veins spread to the body, you can sense almost the despair of the Mother of Dragons as it realizes that the effects of the disintegrate spell are reaching its full being. You can see the scales from other heads start to gray out and crumble and fall to dust. As the other heads use its most powerful magic to try and contain the effects of the disintegrate from spreading across the rest of the body, I guess from infecting the rest of the body, and it can barely hold it, and you can sense its form. It's very, very unstable. And right now, Vecna Mother of Dragons, at least 3 of its heads, the blue, the white, and the green, seem to be using their full concentration just to contain the full effect of the disintegrate spell from disintegrating the rest of the body. And the creature seems very, very badly hurt. And it seems since the start of the combat, you haven't ever seen the Mother of Dragons so weakened, and Vecna seems to be using all its available heads to prevent it from having its body destroyed. Creek, roll an investigation check.
25.
Very well. Creek, as you are looking into this creature, you are under the impression that Vecna is using its power to contain this. And it's the right timing to either take down this creature or once and for all and test the theory to potentially destroy its body completely with another disintegrate, or was the right timing for someone to use an imprisonment spell to try and catch its divine essence. And on that note...
Oh, I have my haste action.
Very well, go ahead.
With my last arm, can I just try to attempt to stab it with the rapier and give myself +3 to my AC since I can transfer the bonus to that?
Well, if I polymorph you, that's not going to work. So I was going to legendary action polymorph you.
Oh, it's still my turn, so you can do it afterwards.
Okay, but I'm saying, but the AC won't carry over.
Oh no, it says I keep until the start of my next turn though.
Yeah, but if I change if I polymorph you, you take on the AC of the creature I polymorph you to.
Oh, okay. Well then
it will go away.
Can I just keep it as damage then instead, if that's the case, Legend? Just a +3 to damage instead of +3 to AC.
Sure.
All right, I will try to stab the beast. If it roll, it's not gonna roll. Am I disconnecting?
No.
No, we were having problems. Legend, have you noticed any problems rolling today?
Not until this very moment.
Okay.
So
I'll just type it in manually. It's not letting me click on my...
Because, yeah, attacks weren't working on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
So
right,
that's what he's trying to do.
I'll roll I'll just roll the modifier in chat then.
So
1d20 plus 14.
from Beyond 20 is there and he watches this. Please take a look. It seems that Beyond 20 has been struggling to with the recent changes of D&D Beyond. Very well.
I'm guessing a 19 doesn't hit though.
A 19 does not hit.
All right, and then the last of my movement, I'll be right here and I'll relay everyone what I just saw, going like, guys, now's the time. We could either destroy Vecna or Midge. You can try to absorb the essence like you said you were. And I'll end my turn right there and making sure I'm close to my rod of security.
And as a legendary action, Midge will cast polymorph on Creek.
Very well.
And she will turn him.
You hear the red head of Vecna replying to that last comment. Creek. Oh no!
In my head.
You were doing telepathically, right?
Yeah.
So never mind. Yeah. Very well. Go ahead, Midge.
But what would he have said?
You cast polymorph on him as a legendary
Yeah.
action.
Yeah. So at 4th level polymorph, and I will turn. We'll now have Spina Creek. I'll turn him into the Spinosaurus.
Spinosaurus.
Nice.
Very well.
Spinosaurus Creek.
The
that's
Spinosaurus
awesome.
dinosaur. Yeah. So that's 232. Temporary bonus HP there, Creek.
Thank you. Do you have its stat block while I try to look it up?
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna give you control over the token.
It's AC is 15, health is 232, and its movement is 60.
Oh, and I got haste on it too. Perfect.
Yeah. And you have legendary actions. I mean, you're really not going to be able to do much damage unless we. But at least it's giving you a health boost, a health buff.
Thank you. I just found its stat block. I just added it to my extra.
Yeah, because there's no elemental damage. It's all just regular damage, but it'll keep you alive.
Midge, you've cast polymorph, and for a second you notice Creek turns into a Spinosaur, and you use your best focus to try and concentrate in the spell. Unfortunately, despite your best efforts, you are unable to hold concentration on polymorph, and the spell fizzles out. And
Okay.
you've because of your stun condition, and in Creek, you had a taste.
Am I still? Is that what the orange is? Is the orange
Yes.
stunned?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't remember that. I didn't realize that's what the orange dot was. Okay, that's my bad for not remembering. Okay.
That's all right. And
And it's like as you would say, we're at higher level combat. I should know that, so I'm not gonna argue.
And Creek, you had a little taste of being Spiny Creek for a second there, and you thought, oh, it was going to be, but it was just a teaser.
I am not a Spinosaurus.
Yeah.
And with that, Midge, is your turn. What would you like to do? You
So
are prone
Creek.
and stunned.
Yeah, Creek. Midge is going to. Can you remind me of the stun condition
Yes.
effects, please?
Yes, absolutely. I'll put it in the chat.
There we go.
So,
Can't speak.
as a legendary action, Vecna Mother of Dragons is going to teleport 60 feet this way, and Ronaldo, that's the first time you can see the Mother of Dragons because the creature is so huge. You can see its head coming up above the roofs of the houses behind you. So go ahead, Midge.
Okay, so my question, Legend, is do I still maintain my use of imprisonment? How can I do this?
So the innate imprisonment that you can cast
Yeah.
as part of your lichdom,
Yes.
does not require concentration.
Okay.
So that is an innate thing. Is how you survive as a lich. It's part
Okay.
of your. It's part of the nature of what you've created.
Because it's not in our description. Now that you've given us Spellweaver, we don't have it on our cards anymore. That's why I'm asking.
You don't have.
It, it went
yes,
away
Yeah.
when you changed our species.
That is true.
Yeah, so I can't reference it.
You don't have I thought I had put it as a feat, but you're right. Very well. Let me tell you what it is then. Let me tell you back.
Is it something I can do right now? That's really what I need to know.
Yes, I'll read back the text to you for Lich.
Okay.
The short answer is yes, you can do it right now, but I'll describe to you what it does. So,
Yeah.
it's called soul sacrifices, and a Lich must periodically feed souls to its phylactery to sustain the magic, preserving its body and consciousness. This is done using the imprisonment spell. Instead of choosing one of the normal options of the spell, the Lich has the ability to use it to magically trap the target's body and soul inside your own phylactery. You collect that soul and then you feed to your phylactery. The phylactery must be on the same plane as the Lich for this to work, which means that if it's not, you need to hold that soul somewhere else, as just like Ronaldo is doing with the soul of Zargon that he's been holding in an extra dimensional pocket.
Yeah. Are we considered on the abyss? Are we in the abyss right now?
You have no idea which plane you are. You think you are in the material plane somewhere, but you don't know which material plane.
Okay.
And you can hold a creature imprisoned to this in this way for as long as needed. Particularly being a Lich and a Lich and a Spellweaver. It's also just to correct what I said. It's also not a spell that requires concentration, so you have nothing to worry about by being stunned.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we also, because we get another 9th level spell as a Spellweaver, and we have like our normal 9th level spell slot as a Lich or a remnant of the Lich thing, do we have our freebie imprisonment once per whatever?
Yeah, it's once per. You can do it once per long rest without using a spell slot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason. That's the only way I can do this.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize that. If I had known that, I wouldn't have spent so much effort on my downtime getting all those scrolls of imprisonment.
They're still useful scrolls.
Yeah, you could always fail.
You can fail, and then you only get in a long rest, and you can also use the other options of imprisonment, which are very powerful.
All right. So Midge, lying on the ground because she has 0 movement, will just reach out her hand towards towards Vecna, using 3 sorcery points for heightened spell to give Vecna disadvantage, and 1 sorcery point, so 4 total for subtle spell. She will cast her imprisonment
very well
on Vecna. Spell save is 20.
Very well.
At disadvantage.
Wisdom, right?
I don't know. I don't have access to the spell. You'll have to tell me.
Isn't imprisonment usually?
Oh,
it's wisdom. Yeah, it's wisdom.
But it's whatever my main spell is, right? Whatever mine is, which would be wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
it's charisma for you because you're a charisma-based caster. Yeah.
So you try to catch.
I don't like try.
The divine essence of the Mother of Dragons with your imprisonment spell, and you can sense that its main head, the one right in the center, uses its full power to and it actually gets. You almost think it got tired as it's used its full power to prevent you from successfully imprisoning its divine ass. It's almost as you had done a little magical tug of war with the Mother of Dragons for a little bit, and it managed to to beat you on that magical tug of war. But it was you think you got really close.
Damn it. Okay. I mean, that's all I can do. I have no movement, and I can only do one action.
You can you can also do your Dex 27 saving throw to see if you are still stunned at the end of this turn.
Yeah, I was going to say, at the end of my turn, I could do that with a +6. So I need a nat 20 in
Could
order
I use
to.
my legendary action after you, Midge?
I'd like to.
Yeah. Here's my. It's a 25. So close. Come on. Come on. That's a tease.
And you have a +1 from the rod, which would gives you a 26.
So that's a say? No, it's a 27.
It's a 27.
That's it. So I'm -1.
Midge, you have advantage on this roll. You know that, right?
Okay.
Because you're spell weaver and you have advantage against magical effects and whatnot.
All right. Yeah. No. That's only a 17.
Very well. So, but that was a very Midge. You use your full strength to try and break this stun condition, and you almost did it. You feel like you almost did it.
I'm feeling like such a failure right now.
And Midge, I have to say, you are fighting the Mother of Dragons, which you almost imprisoned, and you will fight a DC 27 stun condition, while casting 9th level spell slots. I think you are very far from. I think failure doesn't do justice here. You are definitely not a failure.
You forget Midge has a pretty low self-esteem from all the bullying she received as a young girl while attending a school. Yes.
Very well. And with that is now the time for our
I'll
audience.
use my legendary action.
They both want their legendary.
It's now the time for. Oh no! Wait!
They did both say they wanted to do their legendary actions before that moment.
Go ahead, guys. Legendary action around.
You want me to go first, Ronaldo? I already know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Since I'm not spellcasting, as a bonus action, I'm going to unsettling words again, Vecna. And it says, even though I have more arms than head, we actually have 6 of something that's common, but it's different. Senses. Sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. But the difference is, I have instinct. Your 6th sense is nonsense. I'm gonna give him another.
Come on, give the guy inspiration for that.
You get inspiration for that, yeah.
The next saving throw Vecna has to do, he will subtract a 9. Thank you.
Good recovery from the last dad joke.
She has a -9 to her next saving throw.
Very well, and you get inspiration for that.
I am going to be a little bit upset if Ronaldo just pops in and just imprisons her after we've gone through this entire battle. But I'll be happy.
So I wasn't
we loosen up for you, Ronaldo.
Yeah. Don't forget to heighten. Don't forget to heighten and subtle spell, because otherwise.
No, I know. I already wrote that down.
Okay.
Well, so what I was gonna ask, it's like, if he's close, because that wasn't my plan. I wasn't gonna do imprisonment. But if it's so close, like, should I do it then?
Well, that's the idea. Do we want to kill him, or do we want to imprison him and try and let Midge take over the deification?
You have a -9 to the saving throw, and if you heighten and subtle it, you give disadvantage to Vecna. So I think a -9 gives you a better chance
of imprisoning than trying to kill. Yeah, that's.
Well, yeah, so that wasn't my question. My question was, do I do the imprisonment because now's a good time, or do I just continue the buffing stuff that I was going to do and let you guys do that stuff?
It's about to be a fun round, so do what you want.
Yeah, let's if you can finish this, finish it now.
Okay.
Because we may not survive the fun round. You will, but we may not.
Okay. All right, so is it my turn for the legendary action? Can I go ahead?
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished up.
So Ronaldo poofs into this area and he's looking around. He's like, ooh, sees Midge suffering on the ground. He's like, oh dear. Creek kind of manically siding off his jokes, like, he's like, oh dear. I don't even know where Dre's out. And Vecna, mother of Dre.
I don't know if it's just for me, but you're cutting off a little bit, Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's cutting out.
Yeah, I'm only getting like every third word.
Sorry.
Vecna is counterspelling your internet as well, Ronaldo.
He's trying to subtle spell me and prevent me from saying anything. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
How many sorcery points? How many sorcery points is it for subtle net?
1.
I think it's the same for. I don't think for subtle spell it scales with.
No, I said subtle net. Subtle net.
Oh, subtle net. Oh. All right. So Ronaldo sees the dragon and says, "Ooh, impressive, but there's always room for improvement." And so he reaches into his bag. What's it called? Anyways, he reaches into his bag and he pulls out a plushie that he had made. There's this doll that's in the shape of a 5-headed, multicolored dragon, and he holds it up and then looks at so that he can see the dragon in the background behind it, and he says, very nice. Could use a little more stuffing. Yeah. And then he's going to cast imprisonment on the dragon. But with subtle and heightened.
Very well.
Oh, you're waiting for me to stick it in the VTT?
Imprisonment. Do you want? Okay. Very well. As and what is your DC for that spell?
20.
20. Very well.
20
And
with
it has a -9.
That's correct.
and disadvantage now.
Yes, it rolls flat with disadvantage. So just like you guys, it has advantage against magical spell. So -9. It rolled a 24.
What the?
Well, it used to be a 33, guys.
You
Yeah, you have a reaction. You have a reaction. Use your reaction.
Can I do with reactions again?
Yeah.
you have
Silver barb.
you are
Silvery barbs. Okay. And what's that do again? Make some.
You can use a reaction for like silvery barbs to make them re-roll again.
And give
Okay,
it
yeah, I'll do that.
Very well. With a -9, as you are Ronaldo, as you are casting imprisonment, you can feel the magical tug of war between you and the Mother of Dragons, as the main head focuses on defending from the spell and being captured by your spell version of a Pokeball, and you've and as you are struggling in that tug of war, you notice the other 3 heads are focusing on keeping the body from decaying. The Mother of Dragons seems to be struggling in this fight against you guys, and then one of your other hands makes a little flicker of a wrist and throws some sparkling fireworks-like things in the air, only distracting enough for the red head of the Mother of Dragon to look away for a millisecond, And as it looks away for a millisecond, that's you take your very, very narrow window of opportunity and pulls hard in that tug of war. And as you do so, suddenly, as the entire battlefield falls silent. Suddenly you can't hear anymore the raged rasp of the four monsters' heads. You can see the glow in the eyes of Vecna's heads flickering. The great dragon's wing falter. The scales start to crack. You can see the effects of the dark veins of the disintegrate spell no longer being contained as they start to burn and decay the rest of the body of the creature. Ichor hissing from the creature's mouth as it steams across the stone underneath as it dribbles. You hear the heartbeat of that creature. For a second there, Ronaldo, you can feel it slowing down. The so-called Vecna, the mother of dragons that seemed unkillable, inevitable. It seems that your magic takes hold of the creature. Chains of runes coming out from your hands and raw intent surge out from your hands into the five-headed of the dragon, into the draconic throat, searing it. And one by one, the heads trash and howl, but no sound comes out of it. One of them coughs fire, the other coughs poison, the other coughs lightning, the other coughs frost, as if trying to release a last breath weapon before being pulled into your cage. And until and in that silence, in that strangled and struggled silence, the dragon's massive body seizes and starts to fracture into bones and dust. And further, that glowing pinkish eye is the only thing you see coming out of that dust, as a burning storm, a sphere, an essence. You see the wings crumbling, and as you look into that little sphere of storm coming towards you, pinkish storm, you can see the wings of dragonkind inside. Just for a split second, you can feel the breath of death coming from that sphere, from that energy, from that essence flying in midair. And then your sigils, your magic sigils close around it, and the spell slams the essence of this creature shut, just like a door vault. And no more any of you can see the mother of dragon in the field, holding what remains of your imprisonment spell. Ronaldo, describe to us how the cage of the mother of the dragon's essence rests on your hand and how it looks like.
So the chains that reached out and grabbed it look like delicate ribbons, but once they took hold and started to grow taut with force, it's like that cloth ripped to expose some brutal, thick, spiked metal chains, and it dragged him into the little cute plushy dragon doll. And Ronaldo's now just hopping on his feet and doing a little dance, looking at the dragon and moving the little heads. Best 2 out of 3 god souls in prison now. Third time's a charm, I think. What do you say? Yes, it is.
And just like a very opportunistic Lich, Ronaldo, you arrive at the right time to push that that creature into its defeat. And it seems all it needed left was just a little nudge.
We're never gonna hear the end of this, guys.
Oh, thank goodness you're here, Ronaldo. I could use a spine compression from Dr. Azolf's lab without breaking it.
That's true. Everyone gather around. Let the old cleric heal you, buddies.
I
Your poor
can't
bones.
move.
I'll go over to Midge and I'll bardic inspire you.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
You're gonna get inspiration, be like, Midge, wake up. Midge, move it. Turn me into that Spinosaurus.
I think you underestimate me right now.
I also give you a D12 to your saving throws. You keep
All
it
right,
until you
so
pass. You keep it.
Here's a 3.
So roll the D12 afterwards.
There's another 3. Oh.
Come on, Midge, you can get up. You have 6 arms. Just put
Yeah,
them one
that's
on
a
each side.
16.
I told you I've fallen and I can't get up.
You can do it, Midge. I want to be that Spinosaurus. You gotta use each hand.
I
Remember,
don't think I can.
you might make it with the D12 actually.
Nope.
Midge. Here's the secret. You use each of your hands in unison, not separately. One of your hands is spazzing. Is that normal?
I think poor old Midge was just waiting for her Ronaldo to come and give her a hand.
I failed gym class. I'm not used to doing push-ups.
Well, in this case, you'd be doing torso ups.
Oh, wait. I think I might have it this time. Nope.
Midge. I see you trying to go to the left.
20.
There you go.
There we
Midge.
go.
You managed to get out of your conditions, and you guys see Drazov teleporting out of his manifest mind below you, and a minute or so passes since this battlefield has been particularly silent. You can still see clearly, perhaps it's because of the early dawn or the sunlight is catching the magic around that door, but you can still see the devilish portal behind you, and being spat out, or rather vomited out of that, in a few moments you see Cyril falling to the ground, Spellweaver Cyril, as the chains release him from their grapple, and he is in horrible shape. He's been dragged to the ground all over Avernus. It seems that through lava and mud and blood pits, and maybe even through the sticks. Spellweaver Cyril seems to be in the worst shape you have ever seen him. One more thing you've noticed about him is that one of his arms seems to have been cut off, and the other one seems to have a wedding ring on it.
What?
All sorts of weird things can happen when you are dragged through Avernus by weird demonic chains, and it seems that Cyril may have gone through quite an experience, particularly because while to you guys, as you know, only perhaps a minute has passed. To Cyril, it may have been days, it may have been months that he was being dragged through Avernus. As time passes differently in these places. So yeah, and he seems at the end of his rope.
Could I go to Ciro and ask to trade his wedding ring for a ring of regeneration? Since I have one, I says this will heal you up, but we need to switch rings.
and he
Just don't take the one that belongs to Esther.
and he tells you that he doesn't know how, he doesn't know why, he doesn't quite understand how it happened, but he seems to be engaged, and he will happily give you that ring, but he feels guilty because after all he's already married. But that doesn't seem to be something that devils really care for. Very well, Creek. He gives you his engagement ring in exchange for the ring of regeneration, and it doesn't take more than a few moments until you start to see his arm. It starts to grow back slowly. It starts to grow back into place. The little stump of an arm. As the five of you are finally reunited and in the battlefield, and you defeated quite a feat, the Mother of Dragons. I have to point out though that your senses capture a very powerful presence arriving. Perhaps is your telepathic senses. It's not coming from the door though. And as you are looking around, you feel that perhaps the other Vecnas may be aware of what just happened, and they may be coming here.
I take out my amulet of the plains and I say telepathically, "You guys ready to get out of here quickly before any other trouble comes around?"
Let's go.
Would we be able to quickly grab, is there anything left of the dragon as a memento, like a tooth or something, or a scale?
No. Its body was completely disintegrated when it stopped containing the disintegration spell to try and resist your imprisonment spell.
Okay.
And then its soul and divine essence were entrapped by the spell.
Drazolf is currently fascinated by Cyril's regenerating limb, and as he watches that limb start to grow back, he's just kind of sizing it up and like mentally painting like stitch marks along the shoulder joint. Sizing it up and ready to like harvest it. Yeah. And
he can throw one back. He's not gonna miss it.
Exactly. I mean, I could just take as many as I want. And that's about where Drazolf is at the moment.
Actually, one thing I'll do, Legend, before I plane shift is, since I'm under haste, could I quickly grab the Rod of Security and then come back, since that's still within like one turn of movement for me?
Yeah, sure. It's the
Especially since you're hasted.
So I have to ask, for the you said you had an amulet of planes.
Right. I gotta do a DC 15 intelligence check since I can cast plane shift.
I don't see any in your inventory as a spell.
It's. Let me take a look. Are you looking at Creek Volume 3? Because that's the character I'm using.
Yeah.
I have it in the Patreon holding, my other bag of holding with me, but that's everything from Patreon.
Very well. Okay. So, you have to do a DC 15 intelligence check. On a successful check, you cast a plane shift spell. On a failure, each creature and object within 15 of you travel to a random destination.
He rolled that awfully fast.
Very well. Now, Now, Creek, what is the plane you want to go? Because you can't enter Sigil this way, as you know.
The Outer Lands, the place before we get there.
The Outlands, very well. All 5 of you, I assume, are sent into the Outlands, and given the location you are, I'm going to just randomly put you in a very ugly city, or a very devilish city, just outside a city called the Ribcage.
Sounds delightful.
And well, as you stand there in that desert valley, in the Outlands, seems like the perfect timing for us to take a short break, short bio break of 10-15 minutes, and we'll be right back, everybody. And look at that taxidermy version of yourselves. 50 years from now in the future, there's gonna be a museum. With you there.
That looks awesome. Seagull on
Except
screen.
it looks like Ronaldo is the 4 of us are the museum pieces. Meanwhile, Ronaldo is the museum curator.
My hands are great.
He diligently takes care of it, century after century.
Look at those hands.
Oh yeah, they never do very much justice with their mannequins, but they're not very well funded, guys. On that note, we'll be back. We'll be back in 10-15 minutes, everybody. Let's wait a little bit, a few more minutes. Very well. Let me bring you guys back into the Outlands, where we last saw you.
Legend Midge has a ring of regeneration also. So, how much could she have healed it by this point? Any?
Well, just a few minutes have passed, so
I think it's every 10 minutes, isn't it?
every 10 minutes. So
Let me look. Yeah.
let's put it 1 round of that. 10 minutes.
1d6. Okay.
I'm back. I thought Vecna was messing with my internet.
So Midge has healed 6.
Very well.
She's
Very
feeling
good.
she's feeling so good right now.
Well, here are you guys in the strangeness of the Outlands. Quite a nice place and sort of a familiar place for you guys to be, as you've been here one too many times by now, I must say. It's a common place for you guys to travel to when you want to arrive at Sigil. Now, in the Outlands, time and space don't behave linearly, and it's and you know that travel time here is a bit strange because the spire at the center of the Outlands tends to be tends to distort the way both magic, time, and space pass around this. The closer you are to the edges of the Outlands, of this disc-shaped plane, the more reliable travel time and magic and everything else works. The closer you are to the center, the more all of this gets distorted. The Outlands, for those of you in the audience who don't know, it's a kind of it's a plane in between the plane. There's a plane in the center of the multiverse. It's a plane of neutrality. It has, in this disc, you find aspects of all the planes in a sort of paradoxical balance. And they are all in opposition and aligned in the same way you expect the planes to be aligned. And the outer planes to be aligned around the moral compass, kind of a circle of D&D, where on one side you have chaotic, the other side you have lawful, and then evil and good, and so on. And they are all aligned around this disc in the same way. It's a great disc, and at the middle of it, you have this infinite spire that goes all the way up, and on the top of the spire, you see floating there this torus-shaped city, which is Sigil, a very famous city where they came from. But even if you try to climb up there, you won't ever. And this is the image you see here to the corner. If you try and reach Sigil by climbing the spire, you can't ever reach. It's an infinite spire because you can climb for the rest of your life and you're never going to reach the top. So yeah, guys, the question is, how do you want to... what do you want to do next? It seems you've managed to have completed your side quest that was a bit harder than anticipated. You are spent. And Ronaldo is holding the divine essence of two gods now. One forgotten, one that is not forgotten. Whatever you do now could shape the change of history forever.
So we had talked about having Midge try to take over the mantle of the Mother of Dragons. Is that still something you guys want to try and do?
Yeah,
I'm down for that.
I mean, I think
that was the plan. I don't see why not.
So, Legend, is there something we can roll to try and figure out what the best way to accomplish this is?
Well, first, before we do that, let me just RP. Ronaldo goes up to Midge, and then he's gonna use an illusion to make it look like a big spider is just coming down from its web, just but then it opens up its icky hands, but then it's Ronaldo handing Midge the toy plushie of Tiamat and say, Midge, here you go. Don't say I don't do anything for you. And he hands her the doll.
Oh. I guess I'll forgive your good looks. For now.
You hear that? I'm the one exception in all the multiverses. Ha! What an honor.
Okay, time's up.
And she casts Infestation on your wig.
New record.
Twice in one day, too. He starts patting off the wig.
And Midge, you only remember casting once. What is he talking about?
Wait, what? I just saw you. This is my way of giving you a hug.
Well, I appreciate it, and, well, my way of giving a hug is like this. And then he physically just gives her a big old bear squeeze. Come in, all of you. I've missed you.
Mitch casts Grail's Rupture as he does that.
I do want to rest, but it is good to see you, Ronaldo.
Good, we've got a lot to catch up on, but first let's ascertain where we are and if we can rest to heal or if we should use some of our precious spell slots. Because I have them, but obviously, like the rest of you, mine won't replenish, so if we can find a place to hide, we might not want to use spell slots, but I'm here in case we need it in a pinch.
Well,
also, I've bought each of you for emergencies only One, in my time before coming over here, I bought each of us a healing potion, just in case. Very rare. So I hand them out. Each person has a very rare healing. I forget what the name of that is, but you know the
superior one.
That is greatly appreciated. I would like to invite all of you back to my laboratory to rest and recover. And with that, Trezolf is going to use one of his dimension keys to open a door to his lab.
But which door
and
are you
invite
putting the key on?
Well, we're back in like a place that...
You are in the middle of a volcanic wasteland desert outside a town called...
gotcha. Okay. Then he's going to take one of the, and I specifically mentioned this in our downtime, one of the locks that he purchased in the downtime that he now has secured to his belt. And he's going to place the key into one of those locks and open a door.
Very well. Very well. That's just a keyhole,
each person
right?
should have a potion.
That's just a keyhole.
Wait, what?
The key. You were just carrying the keyhole, right? You're not carrying the door attached to your belt.
No, he's carrying locks, like
yes. So if
padlocks.
you just
Padlocks.
Very well. So
right.
So the demi-plane keys, they work on a door. So you can use it on a padlock if you want to. It will open the padlock. But if you use on a door that has, a door frame and a doorway, when you open the door, on the other side of the door is the demi-plane. But if you use on a padlock, you're gonna waste the key, and it's not gonna open the demi-plane.
Wait, what?
A padlock is not a door, dude.
No, I get that.
Padlock's just a lock.
Okay.
I get that. But my understanding of the way that this spell worked, I guess, is not.
So they spell
Okay.
they spell demi-plane keys, which is a homebrewed spell. It worked. It works by allowing you to create the demi-plane keys, which is a magic item that is consumable. And the demi-plane keys item, which you can actually add to your inventory if you use this spell. They are this shiny enchanted gold keys adorned with symbols, and the key is placed in any door lock, and it temporarily transforms the doors that door lock is attached to into a gateway to a specific demi-plane that you own, and the gateway remains open for 1 hour or until closed by yourself, after which the key vanishes. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
I can put this. Let me see if I can.
All
I
right.
can add this
Yeah.
to your
No.
inventory.
That's my bad. That's my bad. I misunderstood the finer points of the spell. So I guess just ignore everything that I just said.
Very well. As you are about to put the demi-plane key in the padlock, your disc just almost advises you, that's not gonna work. And you're like, I've been carrying these padlocks for so long now. And yes, you are now in the middle of this of this desert, like outside of the town of Ribcage. Let me give you a glimpse of how this town looks like, actually. So ribcage is this, which is strangely is this town. You are just outside. You're just outside ribcage, and it's a town built. It's a town, or I should say, it's a gate town. That is. It is kind of a mild version of the Nine Hells. It's the blackened heart of a vale in the Outlands called the Vale of the Spine. It's a jagged range of barren mountains that the peaks curve inwards. And around this smoldering valley, you see there are also iron walls encircling this fortified town, and two rocks of cracked, dry spires of rock curl over it. There's an arid sky around here, and the earthen ribs from which the gate town derives its name look quite menacing. There are arched gateways fastened with winged-like creatures, those of bat, and seem to have infernal shape to them. It really alludes to the sense of the Nine Hells, and that you are close to a gate to the Nine Hells, and you just came from one gate to the Nine Hells to another.
Yeah.
And you can see the brimstone sky above the city and so on in the distance, but you are not outside of the city. You know about the city. You are in the desert wasteland that stands just outside the range of mountains in this volcanic area. Right there.
Hmm. I mean, this could be a place for us to start gathering followers for Midge as the new Mother of Dragons.
Oh.
I mean,
Because-
has Midge become the new Mother of Dragons yet?
Well, not
No,
yet. We need
that's
to
what
figure out.
I had asked if I could make a roll to try and determine how we could
your
accomplish
Arcana-
that. But
Roll your Arcana with advantage, Midge. Very well. You have advantage.
27.
Yeah. So, Midge, you consult all the knowledge you can gather from your disc and on the topic, and you arrive at a conclusion that there are two ways you can accomplish this. You can take that imprisoned essence and transmute into this body using a high-level transmutation spell of 9th level, or a wish spell, and convert this body into that of whatever the essence turns you into. Or you can take this divine essence and feed into your phylactery. If you do that, you will gain certain characteristics of the creature, but they don't necessarily transfer to the body you are into right now. Your soul will gain certain powers and characteristics, and then every body that is created by our phylactery will have those properties, like to put this way. The question, Midge, is would you like to change your body or would you like to change your soul? If you feed this into the body will turn divine. If you feed this into the soul will turn divine, and it may happen something similar to what happened to Ronaldo, that he carries certain characteristics, but not all the full power of what the Evening Glory is. And also, Midge would know that your phylactery is shared with the other versions of you. So with s1e50 Midge.
With s1e50 Midge.
Yes.
Yeah. I defer to you guys. What do you think?
Honestly,
Does the body one mean that she doesn't need a phylactery anymore?
I can't answer that question. You wouldn't know that.
Honestly, it sounds like the body means you have one life with it, while the soul means you have multiple lives, but not all the power.
Yeah.
And I think there's true depth.
But here's the thing. This is the player speaking, but she can gain more power by earning more followers. So she may not start out as powerful, but if more people start following her, she will gain more divine essence because she's gaining followers.
What's the pantheon of the mother of the dragons again? All chromatic dragons and followers?
Yeah, once you take
Pretty
the mantle,
much, yeah.
the divine essence that is being sent to the mother of dragons feeds whoever is the mother of dragons.
As a player, and this is
there's always human cultists too, though.
Not to sway this too much. If you do put it into your soul, can you try to get Creek an adult dragon for free?
Can I what?
Get me my own dragon for free.
I don't know. We'll have to see how Midge adapts to this new role.
To prove your loyalty to me, you must loyally serve a certain other lich for 100,000 years.
It sounds like the soul is the best way for Midge to go.
Sounds
Yeah,
like more potential.
above the table, I'm gonna put my vote in for the soul option because that sounds like it's gonna be the best thing long term. Get to be a full blown deity.
Yeah.
But the body turns you into a deity.
Yeah, but if you lose the body, you don't get it again. That's what I'm assuming. Like our bodies change, but not our souls.
Yeah.
Well, now,
I mean,
we want the soul to be eternal.
As the situation stands, if you lose your body, your phylactery won't create a new one for you. That's what happened to Ronaldo.
But if you have the soul of a deity, you're not technically bound by your phylactery. You're bound by your followers.
Yeah.
So as long as you got enough followers,
your pantheon, yes, exactly. As long as someone believes in you, you will come back. But I want to point it out that by Midge becoming the mother of dragons and, let's say, taking the mantle, that doesn't erase history, as everybody in the multiverse and in this reality believes that the mother of dragon is Vecna, the mother of dragons.
Yeah.
So you need to change history. Yeah, why you need followers.
Yeah, she's going to have to gain followers. That's what she needs.
Which, honestly, that sounds more fun.
Well, she's not going to get followers until she can inspire them, and I think she's going to need a few spell slots to do that, so I don't think we can rush into grabbing followers just
Now,
yet.
I got an idea. What if we fake kill Midge and then resurrect her?
Huh?
You know, to gain followers, you fake kill her and then you resurrect her. So people think she's not dying.
Oh,
I've heard
okay.
before.
Yeah. We might lose some viewers that way. Just when Legend was starting to get ad space. Come on, guys.
Also, given given our limitations on getting our own spell slots back at the moment, maybe let's not try to burn spell slots on cheap pranks.
Yeah. So what's the benefit of you choosing body then instead of soul?
Well,
My body gets
I
the
think it's
deification.
kind of like a shortcut kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, you can't really assess the full range of consequences, but for what you can tell, Midge, if you transmute into your body, many things, there's a range of possible consequences, but this body, this Spellweaver body, would turn into a much more powerful form, whereas if you put it in your phylactery, this body will continue to be the same, and the next body you get will gain some characteristics of the Mother of Dragons and some of the powers as well. But that said, your phylactery is also shared with Zagat Midge.
Zagat Midge, which is something I've been trying to think about. Yeah, both of my versions are going to be combined versions of Midge and some deity, or not a deity, but a more powerful being.
Well, Zagat Midge,
a demon lord,
would become more powerful as well because it's
as a result. Yeah.
Yes.
And then combine that with,
it's like Wonder Twins. Can Zagat Midge and the Mother of Midge combined?
Mother of Midge, fantastic term. Yeah, that combined with Zagat Midge, that's, oh wow, that's.
I am in favor of feeding it into my phylactery. That's what I feel like me as a player.
I think that's true to our form, anyways, being liches.
I think that is more what Midge would want to do. Because Midge believes in the cycle. So that if this body does perish, a new body, like she'll come back in a form more closely associated with the Mother of Dragons, because of the cycle that Midge believes in.
Sounds good.
I gotta say, I am personally really stoked about what happens when you mangle demon lord with divine essence, with another demon lord dragon deity, all up in one inside of the oh shoot, what's the word? The thing, the
honestly, you might grow a 6 head that just breathes out spores.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah.
A 6-headed dragon with a fungal. I mean, there's already a poison and an acid, so maybe it's 4 heads. Maybe those combine into 1 head, and it's just spores.
Yeah, once you mix all that stuff up inside of a Lich's phylactery, like that's just wow. I mean, I'm super excited to see what comes out the other side.
So Midge doesn't have any spells. Like, she can't get to her phylactery.
What do you need to get there?
The player doesn't know, Legend. Do I need a teleportation circle? Do I need a gate spell? What do I need
to get to your?
To get to my phylactery.
To get your phylactery,
Layer.
you need there are two options. You can plane shift into the abyss, and then good luck.
Yeah.
You can go to Badland, which is the gate down of the abyss, where there's a permanent gate into the abyss, and then you can walk your way down all the layers until you reach the layer of Zugget.
We're not doing that. I'm doing that Sunday. I'm not going to do that again.
On Sunday you're doing 9 hells. This is the abyss. It's even worse.
Okay, well, it's the same thing. It's close enough. I don't. Yeah, it's bad enough to do it on Sunday. I don't want to do it in this campaign also.
And very well. And or you can head. You can cast Gate, which is much more precise. Or you can find a permanent teleportation circle, or cast teleportation circle. And
what
as
level
you know,
is
the
teleportation
glyphs,
circle?
I think it's 5th level. I'm not mistaken.
Do I have any 5th?
If it's helpful, Drazolf does have a.
I do have a 5th level spell. No, I have a 5th level spell slot. I have a 5th
I have the
level spell
amulet
slot.
of planes as well.
Yeah,
So-
but Midge is not going to let you guys know where her. Sorry, she's not going to let you guys know. So I have a 5th level spell slot.
Okay.
So your idea
So
is you
Mitch
cast
will-
teleportation circle, and you build a teleportation circle here in the middle of this desert-looking lane, and you're just gonna step into your into your.
That's
into
what
your
you.
lair quite
Can I roll
quickly.
another Arcana to see if that's going to work?
Sure, by all means.
Everyone, turn your heads. No peeking.
I'm gonna type in my password. Don't look into it.
No looky look.
Nat 20. Come on, legend.
You get
Come
inspiration
on.
for that. Yes, it would work. You know enough about how to get to your lair. It will take about a minute for you to create the teleportation circle. The teleportation circle will last for a round, which is
6 seconds.
yeah, which is enough time for you to well, it could last more if you reinforce. If you spend more than a minute, for each minute you spend will last a round. So you spend 10 minutes, last 10 rounds. So you can go and head to them and go to your lair, find your phylactery, and feed your divine essence into your phylactery.
Yeah.
The rest of us trying to meet back at Sigil to tell them mission accomplished, or what? Like, when are we gonna do that?
So, talking about that, you know that there is a portal here. You know a couple of portals in the Outlands that will lead you to Sigil. The issue is one of these portals is all the way over there in that desert area. The other portal is in Excelsior, and the other portal is just in the outskirts of Tradegate.
Where's the walking castle right now, legend?
Somewhere. And you also know of rumors of a portal in close to the Chronepsis mausoleum, in the desert close to the Chronepsis mausoleum over there.
What level is message? Is that 2nd level?
Message is a cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
Yeah.
But I have to see. No, is it
sending is a 3rd level spell.
Sending is a 3rd level.
So
I mean, because Midge is friends with. Help me with the who's the lady in the mocking castle? Because she's a fellow witch, right?
Zaytir.
Yes.
So Midge,
Just to find out where she is.
the last time you saw Zaytir, a very, very long time ago, you were banished into the abyss by
her.
By her in the adventures.
And that's what led to Mitch being
a lich. Yes.
Oh, that's right. There's been Midge's history has spanned multiple campaigns. Okay, so yeah, that's not going to work.
So you don't accept a very welcoming reception in her walking castle.
Expect, yeah.
So the problem is gonna take some time for you guys to get to all the portals you know. You could try and go into one of the closest cities to identify they have any portals to Sigil there. I mean, if you pay the right person, they may tell you where the portals are. And if there are any. And the other options, of course, you guys can just you can just send a message to your friends in the sanctum and ask them to open a gate for you. After all, as you know, the sanctum has that little door that they can just attune to whatever you guys supposed to
the
go.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be easy to get.
Can we send such a message from where we are?
Yeah, sending works from
Sending spell.
Yeah.
Ascending spell.
With a third level spell slot.
Before we do that, though, well, now it's just going to be 3 of us because Midge left. Do we want to beef up in case they?
Well, Midge is leaving for a few minutes, if I understood correctly, right, Midge?
Yeah, I'm just gonna feed it to my phylactery and then come right back.
Yeah, Midge is left to come back as a deity.
Okay, do we want to rest before going back to the sanctum is what I'm saying. Well, I guess they've been scrying on us. Never mind, they know.
Yeah,
Well,
they've been watching everything we're doing.
Yeah, but scrying is image. Is not sound. And you guys talk telepathically, even if it was sound, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, they're like, why are they just standing there? They're AFK.
They're always looking at each other. They really admire each other.
They can't scry. Well, who doesn't have their ring on?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Protection against detection location.
I think I'm the only one, but also I am currently disguised as the
beautiful version of yourself.
No, the
Loompa?
Alive.
You're a Loompa.
A live version of yourself?
No, not Loompa. I'm the
mirror
the Spellweaver, the Spellweaver that we first met when we encountered the Spellweaver.
Oh, Daenerys. You are Daenerys.
I'm
Daenerys.
No, not the Daenerys.
The original Spellweaver.
The OG Spellweaver, yeah.
The OG Spellweaver.
I'm disguised as that one.
The Lord Keeper.
Yes.
Okay.
So then, how are they watching us then? If we all have our amulets on?
Because they can watch you by scrying on the Mother of Dragons.
Oh, okay. But they can't do it right now though. They don't know where we are, what we're doing.
As far as you know.
Yeah.
They do have Jurgo though.
Well, they know we're not dead.
Well, he just knows that we're not dead.
Yes.
Okay.
And also, while we're in when we are in Sigil, they can't scry on us, right?
That is true. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So we can talk. We can continue talking and still not come up with a decision. So, Midge.
Excuse me, thank you, Ronaldo, and I think we've come up with the decision that the best thing for me to do is to put this into my phylactery. Now,
Everyone turn around. No peeking. And Midge is going to go try and find a place to hide behind like a big rock or a boulder. And she's going to start she's going to cast teleportation circle.
Very well. Midge, you can burn your spell.
Drazolf is absolutely going to peek over his shoulder.
Roll a stealth to hide.
Aren't we able to detect stuff within 5 miles of each other?
Yes, you can detect each other. So
just so you know that.
All right. So I burned my 5th level spell slot.
Yeah, Midge,
And
Midge, you realize you have no privacy with these guys. And
yeah, I know.
Or instead of taking another hour to RP away to get around it.
And you guys
no, guys, I just want to get past this. So let's just get this
exactly.
done, and then we can move forward.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So
well.
Midge will do her teleportation circle, go back to her lair, yeah, she'll look at her phylactery for a moment.
Okay.
Go
Here
ahead,
goes
Mitch, go ahead.
nothing.
And she'll shove the stuffed animal of Tiamat into her phylactery.
So, Midge, as you pull the stuffed animal of Tiamat, and you approach it from your phylactery, from inside of it, you can see the glow pinkish storm-like sphere that is start to being dragged into your phylactery. You can see as you're looking at that sphere that's slowly being dragged, almost as if the sphere is resisting to go in. There is this, you can see scales and wings, and you can hear the roar of different dragons, as it feels almost as if this storm-like sphere is attempting to escape from the grasp of your phylactery. Your phylactery starts to flare. Spores surge out of your phylactery outward in a almost choking bloom. There are threads of mycelium there's lashing through, and they start to wrap around the storm sphere. And as if start to contain and drain its energy. You hear the voices, the voices of thousands of dragons shouting and screaming. You hear you hear the cry of countless souls that have fed into that version of Vecna to exist. You hear the angry curses of Vecna and its eternal promise that he is going to return, and when he does, he will come for you. Well, the spores blossom, and the little roots coming out of your phylactery start to choke the dragon's roars and the curses into silence. Your frame and the phylactery's frame start to shudder, start to fracture. You feel this almost this to-doom heartbeat sense as if your relationship with your phylactery has changed. You fed divinity into undeath, and by doing so, and stolen divinity, and not only that, you fed the essence of a lich into your phylactery, a different lich, who understands the nature of what you've done, even if not fully in control of its existence. You can feel that your phylactery became powerful, and so powerful that it's intimidating you, and humbling you. Don't know if you can fully control it yet. All the powers that come out of it. You sense that your powers in this body are being somewhat influenced by your connection to your phylactery. And from your shoulders, you start to sense as you could just sprawl more heads if you wanted to. Just out of curiosity, Midge, you've decided to use your wild shape to see if you could turn into something bigger, into something with more heads. And
Yeah,
you just
that's
follow,
exactly what she would do. Yeah.
and you follow that instinct, and sprawling out of your shoulders are 4 additional necks that coil upward, and they are crowned by this snarling head that looks part draconic, part covered in fungi, and there's mushrooms of each head a different color, and there are mushrooms growing from each one of them. You can see as the bone and the flesh are forming, and the scales, and on top of the scales the fungi. You can feel the wings growing and unfurling on your back. Suddenly your layer starts to grow almost claustrophobic as your shape becomes too tall for the ceiling. You can feel as if you had a heartbeat, but that may just as well be an impression. Your eyes start to burn with the same type of glow we used to see in the eyes of the Mother of Dragons. And you tower over, hitting the head on the top, on the ceiling of your lair, and you step out, Midge. As you step out of your lair, and now you have space to finish your wild shape, what we see is something that is at the same time draconic, terrifying, and fungal. And the roar of a 5-fold headed, midge-like Mother of Dragons is heard all throughout that abyss lair.
There we go.
God.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Guess I'm not going anywhere, guys.
Funny the green head
Yeah, right.
instead of the red head.
And Midge, this works as a wild shape that you can turn into one of your forms. While in this form, the abilities you have is that you can use any abilities and in the stat block of an aspect of Tiamat.
Okay.
So you can add that to the extras in your character sheet. It's called Aspect of Tiamat.
All right.
And any of those abilities, but of course they will be flavored with the Midge spice.
Yeah.
But you can.
Is it under miscellaneous legend?
It's under yes,
wild shape.
Wild shape. You can put Aspect of Tiamat. You should be able to add it. If you can't, just put in miscellaneous.
No.
I know the characters wouldn't feel it yet, but as players, does Zucket Midge feel like a shudder of foreboding as this happens or something all the way back in Sigil?
You can. Well, you can't hear. You wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to hear, but you can sense that your mental connection with Midge just got multiplied
guys.
by 5.
She just turned up the volume. Can you hear me now?
Yes, suddenly you can hear 5 midges.
Five voices. Yeah, it's 5 voices, all in different tones. I would like to think that since the player is a bard, they all harmonize with each other.
Hello.
But they don't. But they don't. They're just off pitch, just enough to make it grating like 5 nails on a
Oh
chalkboard.
my gosh.
All 5 voices.
We're trying to figure it out.
Can you cast infestation 5 times now?
I'm gonna have to look at this, guys. But so Midge will take a moment to just enjoy this, but then she will go back to her. She will release this form and go back through the portal to join her friends, but not in this form.
Very well. Midge, as you test your new powers and you've realized that feeding this into your phylactery has regenerated you fully, you can feel not only you were already powerful before, with this in this form, and by the way, Midge, in this form you can still use if you wild shape into this form, you can still use your spell casting abilities normally.
Oh, that's fantastic. I was gonna say that's okay.
Yeah,
I mean, there's enough in this form. I don't know that I would need to.
And the reason is because Tiamat can cast spells, despite they don't mention in the stat block. Tiamat can cast spells. That's why all dragons are spellcasters innately. So you can also use your spellcasting, but there's one exception to the stat block. But in this wild shape form, you can spellcast and you can use the abilities of the aspect of Tiamat stat block. Okay. And as you go back to the Outlands, you find your friends, whistling and pretending that they were not just staring at the sigils. You put it in your teleportation circle so that they know the address of your house. They pretended they were taking notes about something else. Oh, look at that beautiful bird over there.
317 in the I mean, that's just my new song.
Midge is so I want to role play it. Midge walks through and she looks at each and every one of you and she goes, "Wow, wasn't that interesting?
You need some water, Midge?
If any of you think of going after my phylactery, let's just say it's not a good idea."
And guys, roll perception for me.
Please?
Very well. Just for a slight moment, all of you except Drazov, who is too distracted with his deception on the birds. Creek, both you and Ronaldo, you just for a split second, you see a glint of that pinkish glow that you saw in Vecna's eyes, in the back of Spellweaver Midge's eye. Just for a second. And it's the eye of Spellweaver Midge is so dark, all of yours are, that any little pinkish dot create a lot of contrast. And just for a split second, you see that in the back of the eyes of Midge, and that just keeps you on your toes. You wonder if the divine essence she just fed to her phylactery was of the mother of dragons or of Vecna.
Ronaldo will voice that concern out loud and ask the others if having a bit of Vecna's soul inside her means that Vecna can perhaps spy or even control Midge a bit. Like, should we be worried?
You are absorbing the soul of someone else, and that was a powerful divine creature. I guess a piece of Vecna would be with Midge.
We're used to consuming souls whole, not really piecemeal. Don't know what duplicates would do to our methods of phylactery feeding.
Drazolf is just gonna gently pat Midge and say, "Yes, you seem very, very healthy, very fine. You seem quite well."
And Midge is gonna turn and look at him and go.
Surprised you didn't offer Midge to your lab.
By the way, Legend, you said I regenerated.
Yes.
What does that mean? Long rest?
No, full HP.
Full HP. Okay, got it.
After she says the thing about trying to find her phylactery, Ronaldo shrugs. He's like, meh, it's not worth having infestation cast on my wig again. Don't worry.
You can breathe.
And Mitch will cast infestation on his wig after he says that.
Figured. He throws the wig away.
So can you fly now, Mitch? Like, Creek is asking like innocent questions.
Can you fly, Midge?
I've always been able to fly.
And Midge will wild shape into an eagle and just fly into the air.
Okay. Okay.
So do you have fire breath, or is each breath like a different disease?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay.
and Midge, you realize that they can read your surface thoughts, and it's still very much in the top of your mind how cool it was to wild shape into a 5-headed dragon and just play around throwing breath weapons for a second there in the abyss, and scaring all the myconids and the creatures around like, what the hell is that? Where did that come from? And just for a second, that's still in the top of your mind, and you know that they can.
So do they all have a mental image of what she is capable of looking like then? Because of that?
They can read your surface thoughts, so yes, they could have a glimpse of the image. Yeah.
Okay.
They would just for a moment see a glimpse of what you've looked like as a 5-headed mother of dragon.
All right.
Just for
That's awesome. And Midge, and he's looking down at the gnome Midge, be like, don't forget us little people, now that you have all this power.
Yeah, I can still Krail's rupture you.
You learn that spell from me. Never forget that.
And on that note, folks, with one of our party members stealing one of the mantles of Vecna, we'll conclude this session here, and with you guys, I assume, heading back to Sigil. Then we'll pick up from when you arrive back in the sanctum next session, which will take a while. In fact, it will take about, let me see how much downtime I'll give it to you. It will take about 52 days for you to find your way.
To get to Sigil?
Yes. 52 days for you to travel through the Outlands until the next portal. So you're gonna have 52 days downtime in the Outlands. So bear that in mind. I would assume you guys would potentially avoid as much as possible conflict and civilization and so on to head to the portal that is over there, which is the closest one. But you can tell me otherwise. I'll leave this map. I'll leave you on this map. You can tell me otherwise if you decided to do other things with your downtime in the Outlands.
Those of us that have been in a campaign with the Outlands are like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. It's normal.
Yeah, that's just 52 days. That's just fine.
Yeah, that's actually not that bad.
So with that, folks, for all of you who've been watching us and that watch us afterwards, and thank you so much for watching us. Thank you for it's a pleasure having you here, and we'll continue the end of this season of Payback is a Lich in our next session. Have a good week, everybody. Have a good weekend. And tomorrow we have Gods vs. Eldritch Horrors. See you guys then.
Good lord.